Sup, BuzzNet?
In reference to a podcast. Back at it.
I'm Heather.
Oh, I thought you were going to say what day it was.
It's Murder Monday.
It is. So, I'm going to try something because I wonder if people just don't listen until the end of our episode. So maybe they don't know that you have a Gmail account that you can get.
Well, then that's sad.
Hashtag sad. So we do have a Gmail account, and Heather really wants spooky stories sent to her.
Or, like, any type of story. If you want to tell me a story about, like, you took your dog somewhere.
No, Heather just wants friends.
I just want friends.
So our email is in reference to podcast@gmail.com. And yeah, the only emails we get are business related. So
I'd enjoy one that's not. Kind of like whenever you get something in the mail that's not a bill.
How about speaking of the mail today? So, like, I took Brody out and I took one of my baskets of laundry out to my car. And the mail lady was coming by. So I just, like, walked over to the mailbox. She hands me 2 pieces of mail. One is for me and one is for my brother.
So neither person that lives in the house.
Yeah, it was like... How funny is that? The day that I get the mail, it's like something for me and something for Colin.
I got what I've been waiting for in the mail yesterday.
What was that?
My picture with Lucifer.
Oh. I got my Crocs yesterday.
That's exciting.
It is, because I got, like, I don't want to say platform sandals, but, like, I got dressy sandals.
You're like, I got, like, the 90s platform ones.
Yeah, wedges. That's what they're called. That's what they're called nowadays.
I would... so wear a pair of, like, cork sandals again with the platforms on the bottom.
Yeah, I got those. My mail delivery service hates me because I had his cage come. I had a bag of dog food.
They're like, why can't this lady just go buy crap on her own?
I had my Crocs delivered. I had my Home Chef delivered.
Well, at least the Crocs were, like, probably the only thing that
I had 3 Amazon packages delivered. High depression and retail therapy, it's great. No, it's not, because then I look at my bank account and go,
like,
oh. Anyway, so we're going to talk about murders today. And we're talking about Andrew Jerome Wurst. At least that's how I assume you say his last name. Wurst.
Yeah, like bratwurst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one's going to be, if I read it correctly, this one, be short, simple, and to the point.
Jesus.
But I think it's something that a lot of people are going to know about.
Is that literally how you type that in there?
No.
Yes.
Yes, and Grammarly was like, this is incorrect. And I was like,
we're just going to leave it that way because this is how I want it.
This is how I want it. So I don't think a lot of people are going to know about this one unless they lived in the area / experienced it. Which, if you did, I'm sorry. Oh, your foot just touched my...
That was my finger.
Stop fingering my big toe.
I was holding onto my foot and you're just too close.
We're not in our normal recording spots. Okay, so...
Sitting on the floor like children.
Well, yeah, but we're, like, not even at my apartment.
And it's, like, 10 o'clock in the morning.
I know. This is early.
That's probably why we're so weird.
True. And I didn't go to sleep till, like, 3 a.m.
Oh, I was awake at 7.
I was too. And then I went back to sleep because Brody didn't want to eat.
I didn't because I didn't want to get attacked.
Brody has turned his back on us. Hi.
We love you.
He's like, Jesus, shut the fuck up. Okay. So, the backstory on this one of how I learned about it is that My Favorite Murder talked about a book, and this book was called We Need to Talk About Kevin. And...
Isn't that a Supernatural episode?
Could be. Side note, I still haven't finished this book, and I'm pretty sure I've been reading it for 2 years, but I cannot finish it. But in this book, the author creates a story around a boy, Kevin.
What?
I know. Committing a school shooting. And it's from the mother's perspective in letters written to the father of Kevin. And it's just
So is it based on a real story?
No. But it is a book that was made into a movie, and as you know, those are the only books I enjoy reading, because I like to be pretentious and say...
The book is so much better than the movie. But they always are.
It depends. Like, The Maze Runner...
I'm going to assume the movie for Jaws was better than the book.
I don't know. That's not something I'm interested in reading.
I've never read Jaws.
Like, The Maze Runner, the books were really, really, really good. The movies were really, really, really good.
But the movies have Dylan Thomas. Not Dylan Thomas.
Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah.
They do. They also have eyebrows.
Yeah. The real-life version of Sid from Toy Story.
Yeah, for real. But, like, the movies didn't follow the book, but they were... I mean, they did, but, like, not to a T.
Mm-hmm.
But they were still so good. So it was like...
I still haven't watched past the first one.
Oh, I love it. Anyway,
I'll have to add that to the list.
But, like, actually, I would have to say Big Little Lies, which was made into a TV show, was better as a TV show than it was as a book. I didn't like the book. It took me forever to read the book. Anyway, so I'm still trying to finish We Need to Talk About Kevin. And let's see.
I was going to tell you, it's like, you haven't read the...
I'm only 20% through it, and I'm telling you, I bought it at least a year ago.
You just said 2 years ago.
Well...
It feels like it's been 2 years.
Move from device. I don't know if I can see when I bought it. No, probably not. I probably could if I really
I had a
looked.
book that was like that, but it was more because it creeped me out, and I could only read like a chapter at a time, and I was like, no.
See, this one, I feel like she just uses words I don't understand, and like words I don't need to know. Like they're like 25-letter words that like no.
Hey, that could save your game if you're playing like Scrabble.
It could, but I don't play Scrabble.
Words with friends.
No, I don't play that anymore either. I'm into Kingdom Rush right now.
What is that?
That's the game that I was playing the other day that you're like, why the hell does it sound like there's like guns and swords going on your phone? And I was like,
because there is.
So yeah, I don't play word games right now. I'm not trying to save my mind.
I've been playing a game called Bee Factory.
Is it a word game? Oh, do you make bees?
No, they make honey and then like you upgrade them.
Oh.
And each one, like one's like a baby.
A bee.
Like each one's like a weird pun.
That's fun. Puns are fun. You should join the Punny 20.
Yeah, it's Punny 20.
You said 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
Okay, so anyway, so it's from the mother's perspective, and in the book she mentions Columbine, but then she also mentions a shooting in Erie, Pennsylvania. And so since Columbine was a real school shooting, I was like, I don't remember any school shootings taking place at an Erie school.
Or in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And so then I was like, Google, sup? And there was.
Cool.
Sort of.
Well, not cool, but...
That's so totally awesome, guys.
I mean that it was... They didn't just,
real.
like, mix it.
Yeah. So my sources were Wikipedia and GoErie.com. And that all took longer than the whole story is going to take.
Awesome.
So, Andrew Jerome Wurst was born in 1983. And that's all the history I have.
Literally, he was born.
He was born.
Like, he didn't have any problems? Or
Nope. Not well.
He just snapped one day and took a gun to school?
Sort of. So, that is, like, the terrible thing about doing these lesser-known cases is, like, I can't give you background. Like, he doesn't have a wiki page. His crime does.
His tail looks like a teacup handle.
What are you doing?
Quit looking at the demons on the wall.
Lay down. I'm trying to talk about Andrew Jerome Wurst. And you're staring
You're
at
being
me.
the worst, Brody.
Oh, I would never say that. She's the worst, not you, baby. Yeah, just lay down. Oh,
No,
that's a good boy.
Good boy.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, shut up and just start talking.
Okay. So, anyway, moving onward.
And upward?
I literally have typed that in here. Anyway, moving onward.
That's not surprising.
Andrew...
Are you getting old? You can't read stuff up close.
It's not that. It's just... don't like to use my glasses when I'm on my phone. Now my eye is like flipped inside out.
You're like, I can't focus now. Focus.
Okay. Focus stands for fuck off because you're stupid.
Focus.
That's what I say to my boss all the time.
Focus.
Side note, we're sitting at our retreat the last 2 days, okay? We had a retreat. So yesterday...
Like a team building retreat?
Yeah, kind of. Like what we're going to do for the upcoming year.
Did you build your name?
We're sitting there, and somehow the topic of serial killers comes up.
Oh, jeez.
And she's like, oh my god, my brother's so obsessed with serial killers, it kind of scares me. And literally everybody at the table turns and looks at me, and I was like, hey, that's my passion. I love to study their minds. And she's like, oh, well, I mean, like, it's kind of cool. And I was like, honey, don't walk it back. Like, first of all, I'm used to people being like...
You're like, I know people think it's weird. They're fascinating, though.
And then in the Yinza Murderino group, which is... Murderino is... what,
for Pittsburgh, I'm assuming?
No, Murderino is what My Favorite Murder calls their fans. They're Murderinos.
But the Yins
Yins part is for Pittsburgh.
I kind of assume.
Yeah, nobody else says Yins. So... I'm like on Facebook at one of our breaks, and I should just find it because you'll find it funny. And let me see if I can find it before I describe it to you. Oh my god, my mom's internet's being slow as fuck. Which is funny because she has Xfinity now.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so it's this picture. It says, get the body you always wanted this summer. And it's two girls digging up a grave.
And, like, spaghetti straps and, like, shorty shorts.
So,
we're just gonna grave rob and get the body we want.
I see this on my Facebook, and I start laughing. And so I show everybody at the table, including my boss. And she's like, oh yeah, that's kind of funny. And I show Joyce, and Joyce is like, Amanda! You can't laugh at those kinds of things. I was like, I thought it was hilarious.
Yes, I can.
So anyway, my boss now knows I'm obsessed with murder.
Your brother must also sleep like the dead.
Oh, he does. He probably didn't go to bed till 8 a.m. Yeah.
What kind of creature does that?
Okay. So anyway, back to Andrew Wurst.
I'm trying to, like, find a spot to sit because my legs keep going to sleep.
Andrew attended Parker Middle School and was described as a good student, but as a loner. After the shooting, another student said that Andrew had been going around saying he wanted to kill people and commit suicide.
Why would you not say something?
You do have to remember.
You see something, you say something.
But this was in 1998, so this was...
Wasn't this after Columbine?
No, this was before, because Columbine happened in 99.
Oh.
I think. But still, I mean...
I guess mental health wasn't that big of a thing back then.
Facts. Columbine happened April 20th, 1999.
So, like, a year later.
Yeah. So...
Did this spark Columbine?
I don't think so. So Andrew was 14 at the time that this happened. And on April 24th, 1998, he showed up to a school dance being held at Nick's Place. What a name. Very original. Love that. What should we call our restaurant? Our banquet hall? Well, your name's Heather, so...
Be like, you know what? I'm a narcissist. I want it to be all about me.
Yeah. Hashtag sorry, Nick. Maybe. I don't know.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. So, anyway, he shows up to this school dance a little bit late, and he's...
What was that?
The shooting happened after a teacher confronted Andrew about coming back inside to the dance, because he was standing on the patio of this banquet hall. The teacher who asked him to come back inside was 48-year-old science teacher John Gillette. Andrew shot and killed him. He was like, nope, bitch, I don't want to come back inside.
That's just like another reason why I would never want to be a teacher.
That's so mean. I shouldn't say that. Andrew's still alive, so you could sue me. This is all a legal disclaimer. This is all from Wikipedia, so... And anything...
You're like, I'm just repeating what it says.
And anything that I say is an opinion and not to be taken serious. Please form your own opinions. So after Andrew shot Mr. Gillette, he then went inside and shot 3 more people. However, they were only injured. So it was 2 students, Jacob Turry and Robert Zemchek. One was grazed by a bullet in the abdomen.
Definitely a Pennsylvania last name.
Yeah. And the other one was on the foot. And then one female teacher, Erie Boratin. Maybe, I don't know.
Sounds like something out of a biology textbook.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how to say her name. She was also shot but did not require medical treatment. So it must have just literally grazed her. So the owner of Nick's place, which I'm going to assume was Nick, but that could be a bad assumption and I couldn't confirm the name of the owner.
Maybe Nick stands for something.
Maybe. Never in...
No, I can't kick.
There you go. So the owner of No I Can't Kick's place confronted Andrew with a shotgun and held him at gunpoint until police arrived. Andrew was using a .25 caliber gun. Andrew had left a suicide note under his pillow and actually told police that he was only planning on shooting himself at the dance. What the I guess Mr. Gillette confronting him, he was like, well, fuck this. I'm gonna kill other people.
It's like, I didn't get the reaction I wanted. I'm gonna keep going.
So, Andrew was charged as an adult and pleaded guilty in September 1999, and he received 30 to 60 years in prison. In 2016, after the United States support...
Yeah? What word was that supposed to be?
Supreme Court? I wanted to make it support.
I thought you were going to say, like, supposed, or...
No. Okay, in 2016, after the United States Supreme Court ruled that it was unconstitutional for minors to be sentenced to life in prison.
That's bull. You do the crime, you do the time.
Andrew appealed his sentence. Judge Cunningham of Erie rejected his appeal, saying that the Supreme Court ruling did not apply to Andrew, which is true.
Grandfathered.
Well,
that's like the one time that you don't want to get grandfathered into something.
But they ruled that it was unconstitutional to
give him a
sentence. To life. But he was
sorry,
only sentenced 30 to 60 years.
If you shot somebody, like, you deserve to be in prison for your life.
So, Andrew and his mother were appealing it based on the fact that the judge who sentenced him failed to consider the characteristics of the juvenile defendant. Who sentenced him failed to, quote, consider the characteristics of this juvenile defendant and did not issue a fair and individualized sentence, unquote.
But that law didn't matter because he technically wasn't placed in prison.
You got 30 to 60 years, like, homeboy.
You'll get out when he would have been out when he was like 44 to 74.
Yeah, he's still in jail.
Good.
He goes up for, I think I put in here. Yeah. His appeal was denied, and he will be eligible for parole on April 25th, 2028.
But, like, at that point, like, he's not going to be able to, like, he's not going to know how to do anything.
Well, he could be, you don't know, he could be going to school in jail. Your taxpayer dollars could be paying for that.
Yay.
Woo! Woo! Alright, so that's that on that. Andrew
is the worst.
Legal disclaimer, that is our opinion.
Form your own. But he's the worst. Allegedly.
I think I'm like legal disclaimer, like I know anything about the law.
Like, we're not smart enough to get arrested for stuff.
I'm a fucking idiot, so don't.
She's an idiot with a college degree.
Two of them.
She's an idiot twice.
Yeah, graduated high school, graduated college twice. About to do it a third time here in the future. And then on here, you'll have to call me Dr. Amanda.
Dr. Idiot? What was that?
Anyway, follow us on Instagram in reference to podcast.
If you're still listening.
Hello?
Hello? Is anybody there?
Hello?
Is this on? Send us an email in reference to... Is it in reference to podcast? At gmail.com. Not it. Don't put the is it, because that won't work.
In reference to podcast.
At gmail.com.
That's us.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Are you're just snoring with your eyes open?
Oh, he does that all the time. Twitter in reference to Facebook.
Oh, yeah, honestly, God bless anybody that's still listening.
Hello.
Is anybody out there?
That's why Brody hates us. All right. Until next time.
Bye.